Oh, hey, what's up, guys? Man, what a gorgeous day today. Not. So, I'm going to step inside for the rest of this opener. Oh, hey, what's up, guys? That's better. Wow. Wow. So, you know, here in Northwest Georgia, the weather's been beautiful for the last couple of weeks. And meanwhile, I've been in Los Angeles, California, getting snowed on. Been down to Santiago, Chile. Been to Miami and Newark, where I also got snowed on. Not Miami, but Newark. Stewart, New York. And where else? Yeah, I don't remember. Anyhow, the weather's been pretty funky everywhere I've been. But it's been super nice here in Northwest Georgia. But today, first day back, cloudy, rainy, chilly. Man. Anyhow, I'm standing here in front of this beautiful piece of machinery, the AMT Made in Taiwan drill press. No. So anyways, I think what'll happen today, I did get some parts in. I see my slack adjusters. I see my shifter handle for Marla. I see new line kit for Marla, and I replenished my stock of balance beads because I was out. So I can put that inventory away. There's a few other things I could get put away. I got all these leftover Caterpillar gaskets and such that I need to get filed away. This old oil pan up there, clean up some of this mess. Johnny's coming in today. He was going to be doing a full day of polishing aluminum, but now it's raining, so he's not going to be doing that. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to have him do. My outside stuff, probably not going to happen today unless it stops raining. So I guess we'll be inside today. I'll have Johnny clean up the shop a little bit and maybe start getting some things taken apart, get that smashed up headache rack off, get the exhaust elbows off of Betty there, and maybe we'll get to putting some stuff on there. We'll get the thermostat housing on. I want to say I bought some fasteners, but I don't know if I did. But anyways, we'll get after that. We'll get the shop opened up. We'll get things started. I'm not sure what we'll do exactly. We'll get something done. Let's get after it. Hey, what's up, guys? So, hodgepodge day today because of the rain, but you know, we had the fuel system all apart on this truck and had some new lines made and some other stuff like that, and we've had trouble with this truck starting after it sits. Truck's been sitting here for about 15 days. It is nice out, so I anticipate it starting, but I'm just gonna stab the key in there real quick and see if it starts. That's the way it ought to be right there. There it is. Yeah, so apparently having the fuel system configured with both tanks and new lines and stuff, we don't have that bleed off or whatever was happening. So that's super cool. Super cool. Real nice. So when we did the brakes on this truck, we kind of hurried and he threw the wheels back on. Johnny's got some of the inside wheels on the outside. So we do have to do slack adjusters. We do have them, but we're not going to do that in the rain today. But we are going to put the new slack adjusters and new brake cans on, air brake chambers, and when we do that, we'll get the wheels back off. We'll clean up the couple that are rusty and give them a little spritz of white paint, and we'll get the wheels back on in the right place. And this truck needs all new wheels and tires, but we'll get to that. Also want to take the air cylinder off the fifth wheel, see if we can't get that rebuilt. But man, I'm glad that thing started like that. It's pretty nice. Hey, what's up, guys? Man. So, of course it's raining, and you hear the air compressor running in the background. The thing won't shut off. It actually, it's wore out. It used to take just like 3 minutes or 4 minutes from empty and full. Now it takes like 10 minutes just to catch up after you run the air down. Compressor is one of those things where you just know you're going to spend $5,000 if you need a new compressor, and that sucks. It's been a good compressor, but I forgot to power it off one time before I went to work, and the valve blew apart. There's like a backflow valve. When the compressor comes up to pressure, right when it shuts off, it injects a little bit of pressure in to open some valves and let the pressure off of the compressor head so that it'll start up again, because you know it's a 180 psi compressor. Well, I went to work a few months ago and that valve blew apart, and so the compressor ran for 16 days, and so it's really wore out. That was an expensive month electricity wise, but you know, we got it all rebuilt as far as that valving goes and got it working again, but it's just tired. So we'll hear a lot of compressor today. Man. So I'm standing here next to this gorgeous piece of machinery, 13, and I don't know if you guys remember from a few videos ago, we did back brakes on this truck, and I think this wheel seal was leaking, and I took the hub off, got a new seal, cleaned it all up, put it all back together, and everything was fine. But when I went to move it today, I moved it, and then I saw a rainbow on the water and was like, oh my God, I got a bad wheel seal. And I thought it maybe would have been the other side, but nope, it's the side I changed. So now, remember we were talking about attention to detail. Apparently when I did the job, I didn't do it right the first time, or there's something else going on in this rear end. So we're gonna go ahead and get these wheels off real quick, get the drum back off, clean it, get the brake shoes back off, clean those. I don't know if I can save them, they're pretty oily. We'll try and save them. 80 bucks if I can't save them. And then you know, that hub seal is like 60 bucks, and obviously if it's leaking from that, something's either wrong with the spindle, or maybe I did a bad job of setting the wheel bearing. We'll see that right when we'll get the wheels off, get the brake drum off, we'll take the axle out, we'll get a look at that hub and see if maybe I just did a poor job, which again would be attention to detail, or if maybe something's wrong on there. So we'll get it apart. I'll bring you in a little closer. It's raining like cats and dogs out here, so I'll bring you in here, and I'm gonna put some earplugs in and get these wheels off. It's gonna be loud. I'll let it down the noise a little bit. I gotta go get something I forgot about. Be right back. So I bought a 3/4 inch extension the other day, and it makes life a lot easier. Got my shovel. Now I got it. Unfortunate. I hate having to take stuff apart after I've already put it together. Hennessy is all over my hands. Wouldn't have it any other way, you know. Alright. Let's see what you can see in there. Maybe over here a little bit. Alright. So obviously I won't be able to pull this drum off. Sure enough, it's leaking. I'll have to get the truck aired up, let the brakes off. Hopefully it doesn't move too far. I got a wheel chock in. Might be just enough air in there. Nope. I have to start it up. Be right back. Man, look at it. God dang it. Oh, they're definitely leaking though. But I don't know why. I'm gonna change that vent. Let me shut this truck off. Well, I don't know what's causing it, but I'm going to change that axle vent right now while I'm thinking about it. So what's John's doing over there? She's just going to take off that. He already did it. She can take off that unit there, that vent, the old clogged up one. He's going to put in the new style like I like. And you know, hell, you might as well change the one on this front axle too when you're done with that one. Make sure it's nice and tight. I'm trying to bring John over to the dark side, use the old monkey wrench. And I know you old guys, you know a monkey wrench ain't a crescent. A monkey wrench, that's good. The monkey wrench is a dang old pipe wrench, but we're going to consider this crescent wrench to be a monkey wrench just for conversation. All right, John's done with that. The lickety split. Bing, bang, boom, Bob's your uncle. John's on strike today. He's doing inside work. He ain't out here in the rain. I don't blame him. I wouldn't be doing this today, but it's got to be done. I'm gonna go ahead and take them axle nuts off, take this axle out. And I know I had this apart because I always use a gasket. A lot of guys just use silicone, but I actually spend $1 on the gasket. And so I do remember changing one on this truck. I just didn't know it was this one. And so I'm gonna take the axle out. I'm gonna check it's not loose. But I'm gonna check it, look and see why it's blowed out, and then I'm gonna call my parts guy and complain and get a free one. Oh man, that one's in the rain, ain't it?
Yep.
You can move that tent just a little bit like this. Just slide it that way a little bit. Yeah, it didn't really give you any relief, but man, I hate doing stuff twice. Y'all done? Or did you just drop it?
Huh?
I said, are y'all done or did you drop it?
I dropped it and try to find the nut part.
Oh.
Ding, fries is done.
Ding, ding, ding. I gotta get a new one of these sockets too. This one's, we ground the hell out of this one to get it to fit, and then now it's loose. Nope. Huh? Yep, that's for sure. All right, so We got to get the bearing to come off. Sometimes it's resistant to your charms. You gotta, you know, give it a little persuasion. So I always take maybe that bearing's no good. Normally it doesn't have to be that way. Normally the guy just, the bearing comes off the spindle, but for some reason this one did not do that. I don't know if maybe I just got it jammed on there or what. The seal should have been fine. I'm wondering if this bearing wasn't in all the way. I don't know, but there's definitely something wrong with it because it shouldn't be hard to get off of there. We shall beat on it a little bit. Okay. Doesn't feel bad. I think we're gonna change this bearing though. Man, it really does not feel like anything's wrong with it. I don't know if that was leaking around the back of the seal or what. Did I not change this seal, maybe? do not know. I'll be right back. Hey, what's up, guys? Man, what a great day today. So I'm standing here under the tarp with this rain just doing its thing. Anyhow, got my seal in this morning. I actually ordered two. Got one from the auto parts store and one from Fleet Pride. Fleet Pride's going to go in stock. I'm sick of having to wait when I got something coming off, and I think this seal is pretty common amongst the trucks I have. But anyhow, I'm standing here in front of this gorgeous piece of machinery, 13, and today me and 13 are going to finish up this job. I've got my seal in. I'm going to get my board, pop it in. I'm going to slide that unit on, get her done, bring the brakes out. So I did something I never do, and actually it was because it's because Fleet Pride, my guy at Fleet Pride's like, hell man, just clean those things. So I cleaned the brake shoes. I don't really like the way they feel, so I may end up throwing some new shoes on it again at a later time. I don't know. I was on the fence. It was a lot of oil. Like, this thing sprung a leak and just soaked those brakes. So not just like it was a little drip and it got a little grease on them. It was like running out of there into the brake shoes, and they were pretty saturated. Now I washed them in the parts washer, and then used brake cleaner, and I'm going to use more brake cleaner after I reassemble it all. I'm going to use more brake cleaner and see if I can get them clean, and then we're going to take it out and get it warmed up. I need to get the water off of this. I got a little solar charger on here. For some reason, this truck wouldn't start yesterday. I've had this truck sit for a couple weeks at a time. I just went out there and brim, but for some reason I went out there yesterday and click, batteries were flat. And they're new batteries, so I don't understand. But what I did was I charged them up, got the truck running, moved it, and that's when I noticed that the brakes were saturated, and decided to bring it up here and tear it apart. I started up initially because I was going to nose it in, hoping today was not going to be raining and I could change those headlight bezels and wire in the LEDs, but that didn't happen. So let's get started. I'll grab some tools to come out here. We'll get this hub put back on, set that wheel bearing, and get these brakes back on, get them cleaned again, put the drum on, get the wheels and tires on, and see about these brakes. Anyhow, let's get after it. All right, so this is the way I do seals. Doesn't mean you have to do seals this way. You can do seals however you want to do, but first thing I do is make sure the bearing's in there. This bearing's been cleaned up and lubricated. It feels very good. So I feel confident that we'll be fine. I'm going to move this out a little bit so I don't hit this with the hammer. Feels even all the way around there, so it should be good. Now I've already oiled this all up. I did wire wheel that, so everything should go together just fine. So we'll get this put on there, get that bearing set. Bing bang boom, Bob's your uncle. Let me grab that bearing. All right. Now, if you remember from yesterday, or maybe I didn't even film that, this bearing was getting hung up on this part of the spindle, so I cleaned that, I polished it up nice, and I got the bearing to go on and off, but it's picky. If you get it just a little off, it's gonna cause me problems. But we'll get it slid up on there. Hopefully it'll go right on first try, and then we'll get the bearing preload set. We'll put a little oil in there. We'll get the bearing preload set, and we'll go from there. Morning, John.
Morning.
All right, I actually got a job for you. Let's set this in here. Now we're just gonna go ahead and do it without gloves, because you know James Pretty don't wear gloves. Right on. That's the way we like to see that stuff happen. All right, so let me grab a little oil. So the thing about this is once you put the hub on, you should try and fill that. There's a void in here that fills up the oil and it lubes the bearings. Now you don't have to do this, but I like to fill that up best I can because a lot of these hubs don't have a fill port, and so then you have to fill the rear end up and wait, and fill the rear end up and wait for it to fill this thing. And so if you can just get that cavity you can just get that cavity started, it'll save you a lot of hassle. I don't know how much is in there. Oh yeah, there's quite a bit in there. The big problem is, you know, it wants to run out. But anyways, it's good to get a head start. Put some oil in there, fill that void, and then get after it. All right, so this is eventually I'm going to start stocking the new style nuts. But this is a 3-piece unit. So this is a 3-piece unit. It has, the first nut has a little dimple on it, and then the lock ring has a series of holes, and usually between this way and this way you can get one that works, and then this just tightens that against that to keep this from loosening up. Now you do what's called preload, and you establish preload by putting this first nut in there, and then you tighten this up. Like, a lot of people do it a lot of different ways, so just because I'm telling you this way doesn't mean this is the only way you can do it, and you know, or the correct way. But what I do is I put this first nut on and I tighten it up while I'm spinning this thing, and this is pushing that bearing up onto the back of the bearing surface. And then once you get it up there as tight as you can get it by hand, you're going to tighten this thing. I go as tight as I can get with my 3/4 inch bar while turning it, and then you back it off a full turn. You spin it and you tighten it up again. You can do that as many times as you want. I like to do it 3 times and make sure that it works, and then back it off a full turn. And then, you know, I don't know, some guys say 60 foot-pounds, some guys do it by feel. Whatever you like to do is what you like to do. There are some rules and some guidance from the manufacturer. You should probably follow those. All right, so I got my tool right here. I just went to get it, but then I remembered I already had it. Now these sockets suck. It's a piece of stamped steel. Boy. I don't know. I don't know. Don't like that. It feels funny. Something ain't right. That noise is not right. Something is definitely not okay in here. I don't know, guys. Something doesn't seem right. It just doesn't seem right. Stand by. So there's something wrong in here. I can tighten this nut all the way, and this thing still turns. Like, you should be able to stop it. You should be able to tighten this up enough to where this thing won't turn, right? But this was like as tight as I can get it, and it still turns. This is how I would want it to be when it's preset. Now listen to this. Listen inside this thing when I loosen this up.
That's not right, and I felt it.
Yeah, and what in the hell could possibly be going on in there? And then watch, the more I go, it'll go bang, 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 and then eventually it'll just come off. You hear that shit?
Yeah, I'm feeling it right here through the frame.
Yeah.
What the?
And you know, I've done 100 of these in my life, and I've never
Had one do that.
heard of, you know, never had to tighten one as far as I did this one. All right, guys, so, you know, in true fashion, I did this without you. But what happened was, JP came over. He asked me to show him the bearings. You know, JP's been doing trucks a long time, and even though I couldn't tell by looking, JP spotted some wear, some abnormal wear, and told me to put new bearings and races in it. So I just beat the old races out, beat the new races in. I got the new bearings in there. I'm going to clean up this little nick right here right quick. Then we're going to reinstall this hub and see how it goes. So we're just gonna come over this. There's a little tiny gouge, a little nick right there, and so that feels nice. All right. Grab some bearings. Just gonna put a little lube in here. Oh boy. Looks good. Scared me for a minute. Now, I probably should wait. I do have another new seal coming, but I don't know. I think this seal can handle being installed and uninstalled once without leaking. What do you guys think? Leave a little comment down below. If it leaks, we'll pop it off and stick a new one on. I don't have one here handy. One more bearing. We're gonna put some oil on this bearing. And I'm gonna set that bearing right there. And we'll take this, we're gonna fill as much of that valley as we can. That just gives you a little bit extra time. Okay. I can tell you already that probably is the reason that was doing that. So, I guess good rule of thumb is pay more attention to the bearings. Look deeper, you know? Like, it's important. Now what happens is when I tighten this up, yeah, see, you can't barely turn that thing. Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. Yeah. Yep. All right, I like it. Okay, we're gonna stick this collar on. I'm gonna make her just a little bit snugger. Slightly more. All right. Oh, damn it. Fuck. Got to get some new sockets. Yep, I like it. Damn it, man. Hurt my finger. When I slipped and fell, I stuck my finger. When I went to catch myself, I stuck this finger in the axle bolt hole of the axle and bent it around crooked. Wouldn't have it any other way, really. All right. Put this on. Put this in. I tell you what, JP's a smart dude. You know, he's seen 1,000. I've seen him 100. He's seen 1,000, maybe even more than 1,000 in his lifetime. And so, you know, guys, I've said it before, and I'll say it many more times. I don't know everything. And there's no shame in stopping what you're doing. I could have put this back together the way it was. I could have just been like, no, it's good. But you know, that's how wheels fall off and people get hurt. You know, there's no shame in calling on somebody who's done more than you and say, hey man, this is a little confusing for me. Can you stop by? You know, stop what you're doing. Let somebody else come and get a peek. If you know everything, great, but I don't. And so I reached out. JP dropped what he was doing, came over. We were hoping we could find the bearings locally, and then he could stay here while I did the job, because he really wanted to know that was the problem. But he had stuff to do, and I sent John out about 30 minutes each way to get the parts, and he brought them back. They were the right stuff. And always, if you just send somebody for parts, send the old parts, because that way you can make sure you got them before you do all the driving. It was a good thing John took that with him. We got the right parts in stock, and so here we are. This is done. I'm gonna grab the brakes, bring them back out here, clean them again with some brake cleaner, clean the drum again with some brake cleaner, reassemble, and put some wheels on this thing, and then take her for a spin. Hopefully we don't have a leak. I did reuse the seal. I put it on, I put the hub on, I tried tightening it down, it didn't seem right. I took it back off, I put it back on. So it's been on and off a few times, but hopefully I didn't hurt the integrity of the seal. And old girl doesn't leak. If it does, it does. If it don't, it don't. And we'll get that. I'll have a seal in stock now, and I'll probably stock a couple of bearings. But let's get her wrapped back up. Sweating like a pig. Sun's coming up. Cakes are on the griddle. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I'm not a big fan of cleaning brakes. All right. Okay, that should do it. Yep. Right on. Yeah. Alright, so got her back together. Everything's good. Nice and dry in there, so if there's any oil when we get back, we know it's leaking. Got everything cleaned up, tools are all picked up. Oop, battery charger. Wouldn't be the first time I took off and ruined one of those. Let's take her for a little drive, eh? All right, get the window down. It's hot as beans up in here. Just get you a little bit of a zoom view, or they call it zoom, but really wide angle. Now we are going to sacrifice video quality for driving. So I'm going to look out the windows and make sure that I'm driving safe. If the camera happens to not be brakes feel good. Actually, they feel a lot better than they did, which is weird. Or maybe just whatever I drove last had some fidgety brakes, and this just feels normal. That's it.